Yo guys, what is up? It is your #1 Harley here, and today we are finally going to break down an advanced guide to Harley Quinn. This guide will include general ideas for the best perks, combo game, breaking down the infinites, some secret tech you might not know about, and more. So make sure you stay tuned to the entire video. Without further ado, let's just hop right into it. Alright, here we are in the lab. First thing we're going to talk about is when to use glove control and when to use my favorite perk in the game, Confetti. Starting with glove control, the only time I ever use glove control is if I need more vertical pressure on an engage. So if I'm playing against a Finn or a Batman, it really depends on the playstyle of the opponent. So if they have a lot of vertical pressure, a lot of really good vertical hitboxes like Finn's up tilt or Batman's up special, then you can get away with just kind of cranking it from the side here, and you can lead into like a fair or whatever. You can go into Bode mode, whatever you want. One more important thing about glove control is you can't fast fall it. There's no way to fast fall glove control, right? Until after the move, obviously. This might be the easier way to ledge guard, but it's not the better way. Confetti is overall a better perk than glove control. It takes some getting used to because it is so difficult to use, especially in the infinites that we'll show a little bit later in the video, so make sure you stay tuned to that breakdown. The key thing with Confetti is that you keep getting vertical pressure no matter where they're at. Like, they're already in the air. Against Harley, that is like the worst possible spot you can be, is above her. Unless you're like Batman, because Batman's just stupid fast and can just evade for no reason whatsoever. You can choose not to fast fall Confetti. Okay. So you can see how this gives you even a wider of a range of edge guard. However, that's not all. Remember, with glove control, we can't fast fall. With Confetti, we can. So no matter where they are, you can pressure them with Confetti. They can, if you are good enough with their edge guard and Confetti, they will not get back to the stage and they will plummet. Both infinites, both Bode modes are still very doable with Confetti. It just takes some getting used to. And now, in fact, I prefer Bode moding with Confetti because I'm so much more used to it. Next, we're going to talk about a quick, cool text that you can do with Harley. First thing we'll start with, we'll keep this moving, is Save Me Bear. I call it the bear. Save Me Bat Plushie. Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. Boom, you're safe. This has been in since the previous guide. Nothing's changed here. You can still get saved. You can't get saved from the side, so you'll still die on the side. But they did fix a bug with this, where if you get too low, it'll just automatically detonate. Usually before, you'd have to manually, but now you can just do it, and it'll do it no matter what. Boop. And then you're safe. The next tech we'll talk about is the side B. I call it the Brokk because he found it originally in closed alpha. But when you fast fall, you can dash in either direction for follow-up. Like, it's really good for follow-ups, right? You can just go right into jab or something. Or you can go farther away from the opponent. There is a harder way to do it. You don't really need to learn this, but you can do it with just front. If you wave dash right after it, you can still catch them. You don't really need to do that when you can just do this, but the hard mode is there if you really want to. You can just wave dash after to catch your opponent. Overall, it's just a really good follow-up tool. Keeps you really safe, and you can do whatever you want out of that. The next tech we're going to talk about is neutral special canceling. Basically, all it is you're just auto-canceling by landing your Bat Plushie as such. In the air, you can tell, wow, that's a lot of Endlag for pulling out the Bat Plushie. Like, you could literally get punished out of that, right? Well, if we just fast fall cancel that sucker, the Endlag disappears, and you can go right into a move. So let's do that, and then go right into fair, for example. What's the practicality of this? Well, if you have them in Bode mode, you can use your down air and then go right into Bat Plushie and continue comboing away. And there's the bug. That's a bug right now. The fair didn't go through. You can see Harley has a bug here. Sometimes the fair just doesn't go through. But that is true in the Bode mode. The next tech we're going to talk about is called the Hot Hammer. Basically, what's going to happen is you're going to input dodge as soon as you hit the hammer. The frame, or two, I think it's 1 or 2 frames input window there, where you can hit the hammer and cancel out of it immediately. She won't do the full forward swing. And you can combo it into things like fair or jab, etc. as such. And you can continue Bode mode after that or whatever you want. You can do it from either side. Next thing the next cool tech we're gonna talk about is something I found in the lab one day just screwing around. Fair drag downs. Out of your up air, you can make it true where you just go right into this, and then you can just start putting on vertical pressure or something. Basically, all you're gonna do is you're dragging down your opponent with your fair out of an up air. This works better on the heavy characters, but it can still work on the lights. It's just a lot tougher. I do think the fair drag down has a lot of insanely high potential. We just gotta play with it more, see what we can lead into it with like Confetti perk and things like that. I'm gonna be labbing that a lot too in the upcoming weeks here. The next hot tech we're gonna talk about is triple ground bounce. Basically what happens is you're sending your opponent so hard into the ground from a grounded hammer that they skip across the stage like 3 times. As you can see, we usually only get the 1 bounce, but if you have the right angle from fair or any other moves that can send into the ground into a ground bounce, you can hammer after that to institute 3 stack. So as you can see there, we did a little triple bounce, like a super bounce, off of our grounded hammer. Even on Arya, this isn't really something you're going to look for, but just be mindful of. So if like you're hitting Bode mode 2 on a light character and you see this opportunity, it's better to take that opportunity and get them into like a really good ledge guard opportunity rather than try to continue Bode mode at that point. And also there's a lot of more potential with this as well. Like, there's a whole lot of things we could even go into the fair drag downs we talked about earlier after that. There's a lot of more combo game gets unlocked by this little triple ground bounce. That's right, guys. It's finally time. We are going to talk about the infinites. We're going to break them down step by step, slow it down really good so you guys can see each precise movement in the Bode mode. The first variation is for heavy characters like Iron Giant, Superman, LeBron James, Garnet, all of them. It's definitely a lot easier, but it's still pretty difficult. Bode mode in general is a really hard combo to implement, even online. Let's take a look at Bode mode version 1 first. So how do we do that, you might ask? Basically what we're going to do, we're do fair first. Fair is also one of your best engage tools, so it's very easy to get in. Followed by 2 jabs, 1, 2. And then you're going to do the hardest part of Bode mode, a short hop dare. The one thing to watch out for on dare is to make sure you're not jumping too short before your dare. If you do it too short, come on bug, please. That's the bug. You'll go into your jabs, and that can stale the combo. When you get stale on Bode mode, they get dodge windows out of it. So the infinite drops once you stale, and it's a lot harder to recover instead of doing fair into jabs after your dare. Moving on to Bode mode 2. Bode mode 2 is exclusively for light characters. If you try to do the heavy version like I just showed you guys, on light characters, it will drop a lot quicker at like 20 to 30% most of the time with really good opponent DI. Whereas this one catches all forms of DI and perks that the opponent can use. Here's Bode mode 2, and then we'll break it down. There you go. There's Bode mode 2. I had to adapt a little bit there on the fly. Depending on where the opponent is, you can adapt Bode mode 2. That's the really cool part about this. If they get too high, you can drag them down with fair. If they get too far away from you, you can do the dodge there. Usually what you're going to end up doing is going straight into the dodge and then dare, and then do it this way. But you have to watch where they land, what their DI is to really react to it. It takes a ton of practice, but this is the best way to combo your light characters. So how is the Bode mode 2 done, you might ask? Basically, you're going to start with fair, and then you're going to dodge right into that. So that's like a really hard movement right there. Fair into dodge, right into your jab. Before you really try to tackle the whole combo, I suggest getting that dodge timing down really good. Because if you dodge it too far, you drop the combo. If you drop it too short, you'll whiff the jab. So really work on that, right there. Just like that. You can see he's barely coming off the ground before I hit him with my jab. That is the optimal spot. If he gets too low, then when you dare, he'll pop up like that. Once you get that figured out, after the jab, 1, 2, you go right into dare and continue with fair. So let's go jab, jab, dare, and then fair, and then dodge out of there again. Really focus on getting those two parts combined, and then reset the whole thing with fair. The one final tip I have for you guys is an overall game sense tip for Harley Quinn. You have to control the pace of the game, and you have to play patient. You can't just rush down in somebody's face anymore like you could back in Tech Test 2 or even Closed Alpha. The most prevalent characters right now on the leaderboard are there for a reason. Shaggy, Jake, Batman, Superman, Tom and Jerry, right? These characters don't have to play neutral. So like if you're playing against Batman, for instance, he never has to engage you. He can just use his smoke, spam behind Batarang, and you can't really do much about it, especially since server side seems to help out projectiles and that campy meta a little bit more than like a Rushdown character like Harley Quinn. The second thing is to make sure when you do get in on an opponent, you have to be seizing the opportunity. You have to be maximizing as much damage as you can per interaction because you have to play neutral and they don't. And there you have it, guys. There is an advanced guide for Harley Quinn. Harley still isn't optimized by any means. There's still a ton of labbing to be done. There's still a lot of work to be done on Harley Quinn to make her really, really as good as she can be. Don't give up on her. She's still an insane character, but she does take some extra effort, extra work to really get her to work really good. And as usual, thank you very much for the support. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube for more Harley Quinn hot gameplay, content, guides, all of that fun stuff, as well as hop by a Twitch stream. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, plus some extra dates because we love playing Multiversus. You can come see all of this hot tech in action, ask questions. We do viewer games all the times. I love playing you guys, all that fun stuff. In the meantime, though, I will see you guys in the next video. Keep working hard on Harley, and I will see you then. Peace, everybody.